Hello everyone, welcome to my course Introduction to the Linux Command. In this video, I will going to show you comparison between Linux, machine tools, and a Windows operating system. So let's see that. Linux operating system was developed by keeping in the mind that it so that many people they can use it freely because Windows operating system was completely license based. We need to pay a huge amount to purchase the license one, and the Linux operating system was completely free. Anyone they can use it for their learning purpose in the industrial sector and while developing an application. Linux operating system was much more secure because in the Linux operating system, .exe file doesn't exist, it can't execute, so it's not affected by any kind of virus. So Linux operating system was more secure as compared to other operating system. More feature was there, it is more versatile as compared to Windows and Macintosh operating system, and it was fast. Linux operating system was fast as compared to others. So that's why people they find it more easier to work on the Linux and having low resource requirement. Means Linux operating system occupy less space as compared to Windows. Macintosh operating system was with they are available with the Mac system. They was available as a preloaded Mac OS, and this OS can be available on the Mac operating system only. This Mac operating system, Macintosh operating system, was little bit complex and to work and more expensive than Windows operating system and the Linux one. Only the people those who are having a sufficient amount of resources and money they can purchase machine tools system Mac and Mac OS, but the normal people for the education purpose and the people those who are they're just an early stage of their life, they are just people find it difficult to purchase such a costly system, so they are preferring Windows or the Linux operating system to work. But in terms of service and like features, Mac operating system is one of the good options to work. And it required almost the cost was twice than of a Windows because the Linux was freely available. So there is no comparison for the cost, but for as compared to Windows, it was twice costly than that. Windows operating system was pretty versatile and very simple to use, very easy to use. It can be installed by anyone on this system, and obviously it occupies more space as compared to the license one, compared to the Linux one. But this operating system was very easy. Any beginner, any person, they can use it and they can learn. But for this Linux operating system and Mac OS, people they need something skill because they need to have a knowledge of the command. But for this Windows operating system, there is no requirement, there is no prerequisite. Anyone they can download, install Windows operating system, and they can use it. Only thing that a drawback of this, or like I say, cons of this Windows operating system was high license charge. License was really very costly, and they occupy more space in terms of memory and computing. So this was a small comparison between this different operating system, Windows, like Mac OS and the Linux one. And the Linux, as I said, you don't have to much spend time on purchasing the Linux version because it is completely free. But in Windows and all, you need to pay for the license because Windows license is very costly, and Mac Macintosh system are come with Mac OS, so they are also very costly. So the option was left with the student or the industrial people, those who wanted to work at a free or with a low cost was this Linux only. So this was one of the advantage. Then GNU operating system, GNU Linux General Public License. So it was completely free one. You don't need to reboot your system to maintain the performance, but you are in case of Mac OS and Windows, you have to time delete temporary file. You have to remove the irrelevant files so as to make space available, reboot, restart the system. Linux having a high performance as compared to other workstations. That's the reason Linux operating system is one of the best operating system to use for server programming. All the server are programmed in the Linux only because we have to prevent server from being hacked. So in the Linux operating system, virus file .exe file never run. Linux doesn't support .exe file. So that's the reason the server programming is done on Linux operating system. So this was the advantage of using the Linux and comparison between Mac OS, Windows and Linux. So Linux was developed earlier by the group of programmers, and their main motive was just to provide a AS to the client programming, server programming, client system, server system, so as to provide a high performance to the standalone system, desktop application, and server application. So there are different version of Linux was introduced with little more and little changes in the code, and so that they can provide a different feature to the customer. That's the reason nowadays Linux is one of the best uh, available option in the operating system by the user. So people they are using it. I hope you like this video and you feel this session more informative. So we'll connect in the next session with more depth knowledge on this Linux, and I will going to start about the command. Till then, bye.